I almost forgot about that. Now I'm live on the YouTube side of things. Good thing I went live right before. Alright. Let me mute that. Get the in-game audio going. And now, we're all set. And I, of course, have the coffee ready. To get those vocal cords a-going, right? Mr. Justice, explain yourself. It's very simple. There isn't much to explain. The defendant, Miss Athena Sykes, might not be innocent. What are you talking about? The case from 7 years ago has been settled. Jared, welcome to the stream, man. How's your Thursday going? Caught myself. I slept well last night, too. I had a morning cup of joe, and now I've got this one for stream. Like, I shouldn't be making that many mistakes. All right so far? Have you seen if your Raiders have any primetime games this year, man? Because I would think you guys would at least have a couple with Fernando. Oh my god. Almost the entire Jags schedule is out there. We have 3 primetime games. It's nice. 2 of them are in, flex territory, but I just gotta say this. Apparently, one of the worst people you can get information from, one Jason Locafora, has stated that apparently the Jags are sleeper potential fits for A.J. Brown. That, seeing who says that alone means no way in fucking hell. Or the Jags haven't even talked to the Eagles about A.J. Brown if he's saying anything. That man still believes the Jags are moving to London this year. That man still believes it. I thought they had essentially already agreed to a deal with New England. That's what I had thought, at least. That's Washington, I expect better out of you. That's a shit design for a schedule release, to a point. Alright. When set in stone, a deal was agreed to till June 2nd. I guess anyone can jump in? Okay. That makes more sense, at least. I'm not talking about the past here. I'm talking about the present case. I'm still not clear who killed Clay Turan. But Apollo, why would you... Miss Sykes, please listen quietly to what I have to say. He's about to kill all the children in this courtroom. Mr. Justice, what do we do now? What in the world is Apollo trying to do? Your Honor, please allow me a little of the court's time. But This is a trial for the case from 7 years ago. Look at this. Look at this. Apollo trying to use the fact that he's gotten in. This sick bastard right here. I thought he was one of us. Miss Blackwell, I'd like to ask a favor of you. Just as you lost someone close to you, I lost someone close to me too. I'm sure you want to know the real truth of what happened as much as I do. I imagine went down a Sasuke arc. So we're talking Shippuden Sasuke, or are we talking like following the tuning exam Sasuke? Because if we're talking like Shippuden, this man fully turned down that arc. Now, if we're talking following the tuning exams, this man doesn't understand how dark he can get yet, and is trying to go full on evil when he shouldn't. Definitely Shippuden. He's in his five Kage Summit era. Okay. I feel like he's more in Shippuden than he would be after the Chunin exams, because I'm telling you, after the Chunin exams, I don't think Sasuke ever got more emo than that. Because even Shippuden Sasuke at least understands what he's doing. Sure, you know I'm all for the truth. Now let's see you expose the princess's guilt. Judge, I give my permission. Continue with the trial. Very well. Is that all right with you, Prosecutor Edgeworth? The prosecution has no objections. Let's hear Mr. Justice's testimony. I'll have the police's investigation report brought immediately. Not you too, Edgeworth. I really hope it's because you have something up your sleeve. Very well. Your opening statement, please, Prosecutor Edgeworth. As you wish. Let's review the case of the murder of Mr. Clay Tehran. Sasuke gathers the most useless crew ever to try and take down the Eight Tails. Hey. He also uses the one thing he's got to his advantage. The fact that the ladies love him. And then Karim was like, wait, he's not into me? What? It was made clear in the previous trial that Solomon Starbuck was not his killer. Therefore, the true culprit was someone else. On that day, the culprit waited for the astronauts in boarding lounge 1, when the two men made their escape out of the Space Museum. The killer attacked Mr. Tehran with the same type of knife that was used 7 years ago. It's me. Karin, who's literally just Sakura, can't punch. Chugo literally does nothing. Oh. I like Karin being Sakura who just can't punch. Oh, that's great. I love that. Oh shit, what'd Cincinnati do? God, Sal, what good are you? You striking out swinging? Matt McClain's over here homering. God damn it. The murderer then escaped into the Space Museum. Same clan, and that's never brought up in the story. They're both Uzumakis. I did not realize she was an Uzumaki. I never did watch through Shippuden. I only know Shippuden from the, what the fuck? The Bengals trying to make fun of us with a Persian gif? Persian's awesome. They don't comprehend. I mainly know of the Shippuden story, mainly from the bits of the manga that I've seen. And also, you know, I know of the intros because obviously Bluebird is the greatest thing known to man. Next, director Yuri Cosmo switched the launch pads. After that, the culprit exited the Space Museum and escaped via boarding lounge 2. That's crazy. Therefore, this trial must make clear who Mr. Tehran's true killer was. In other words, we must discover who it was that escaped through the Space Museum that day. Thank you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Miss Wright, is the defense ready? They were just like, nah, we're never gonna bring this up. Apparently, Joey Aguilar is bringing a major buzz. I don't believe that at all. Oh, I don't know if you guys have watched any of season 2 of DMC, but I've been watching that. And given I don't know a ton of the games, I know a little bit of 4. Season 2 has been okay, is the best way I can put it. I thought I was going to enjoy it more. Is this what I want? I think this is what I want. Yeah. Well, actually, this isn't what I want. 'Cause I want... Yeah, there it is. Pain is also an Uzumaki? No, I'm thinking Madara, never mind. Pain makes sense. He looks like Naruto, just design-wise, so... That one just makes sense. I'm trying to see... Okay, we have a good chunk left. Maybe not. Maybe not low enough that we're going to finish it today, but... Eh. Out to right, popped out to short. Come on, guys. What are we doing here? I've always heard it Madara. That's the way I've always heard it. So, blame the videos I watched back then. Because that's how the people said it for me. So it's Madara. That's the first I've ever heard it as Madara. I've always heard it, even through like Instagram videos now, I've heard it as Madara. So, don't blame me on that one, because I have only heard people say. I better rearrange my evidence. Just chucks everything behind him. Now then, Mr. Justice, your testimony, if you please. Okay, what we got here, Apollo? I suspected Miss Sykes of the murder of Clay Tehran. My growing suspicions were confirmed when this incriminating evidence presented itself. In addition, she's the only one who could have utilized the launch pad switch to escape. That is why I wish to indict Miss Sykes on the charge of murder. What the fuck did he say? Did you say murder? Order! Order in the court! Mr. Justice, you realize you are charging your own co-worker with murder, don't you? Yes, Your Honor. Because that is the conclusion my investigation has led me to. I'm telling you, man. This man has turned to the dark side. But, Apollo, why? How could you suspect me too? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. I don't get it. Just what did you find out over the past few days to make you think this? Okay. What first made you suspicious of Miss Sykes? It all started when Miss Sykes and I were investigating the crime scene. When she saw the weapon that killed Mr. Tehran. My bracelet reacted. She said she'd never seen the knife before, but my bracelet told me otherwise. And then, every time after that, my bracelet will react when she talked about the case. Poor Apollo must have been beside himself during that investigation. I didn't know what to do or think. I couldn't even sleep. In that condition, I knew I wouldn't be any good in court, so I decided to wear an eye patch so I wouldn't be able to perceive any of her tells. So that's why Apollo was acting so strangely. But the reason Miss Sykes unconsciously reacted to the knife that way is because she stabbed her mother's murderer with one identical to it 7 years ago. But that knife was also the murder weapon that was used to kill Clay Tehran. My bracelet could have also reacted to her because she knew she was his killer too. I guess he has a point. But my bracelet wasn't the only reason I became suspicious of her. If this man is about to go full heel, that's the lighter that was found in the Space Museum with her fingerprints on it, right? But even if it seems decisive, there must be other facts we don't know about it yet. If that's so, go ahead and prove it then. Look, honestly, I don't want to believe it's true either. But Miss Sykes was the only one who was in the Space Museum at the time of the murder. But, Mr. Justice, Miss Sykes had absolutely no motive to kill Mr. Tehran. Okay, where is this about to go? Where on earth is this about to go? That's what I want to know. Because where is he going to find? Where was he going to find something to get out of this one? That's the real question. Also, Chase Dolander's already been pulled from the game against the Pirates. And apparently, they're thinking he's faking an injury. Not gonna lie, kind of funny though. No, there is no way that this man is about to get. No, never mind. I thought for a second they hit around again, and O'Neal Cruz was about to be up in the third. That's not what's happening. It wouldn't be strange if she had some kind of connection to him. Dusk, welcome to the stream, man. How's your Thursday been going? God damn, I am on one today, aren't I? Besides, people sometimes kill for motives we can't even imagine. I know you've seen plenty of cases like that in your own career, Mr. Wright. I still can't believe this. How can you actually suspect Athena, Apollo? Isn't it possible that somebody else used that same escape route? I'm afraid not, Mr. Wright. Why not? Recall there is a security camera in boarding lounge 1 aimed at the launch pad door. It's the camera that captured Mr. Tehran and Mr. Starbuck. But there's also another security camera in boarding lounge 2. Oh shit. Okay. It recorded Mr. Tehran's killer, or rather, Miss Sykes, coming out of the Space Museum. A camera in boarding lounge 2? First I've heard of it, but it makes sense. Athena said she had snuck into the Space Museum the night before the incident, and then was overcome and passed out until around noon the next day. This ain't looking good. That must have been when the camera captured her. That's what made Apollo suspect her even more. But wait a minute. In that case, it most likely recorded the true culprit as well. That's a negative on that one too, Mr. Wright. In the footage taken after the incident, Miss Sykes is the only one who appears. What? Why? Order! Order in the court! That can't be. But if it is, then it is incredibly incriminating. Wasn't it you who proved in the previous trial that the way the true culprit escaped was via the Space Museum after the pads had been switched? A fact you previously proved turned on its ear, leaving your client high and dry. I must say, that is vintage, Phoenix Wright. Believing in your client to the end is a basic principle of good defense. Shouldn't you extend the same principle to your own coworker? You're probably right. Maybe I'm not even fit to be a lawyer. However, I don't care. This case is special to me. Clay was my friend, and that's why I just have to know the truth. Apollo suspected his trusted co-worker of killing his friend. To dispel his doubts, he investigated on his own, but that only led to more doubts. Welcome to playing games that people haven't played before and watching them play it, where you have to sit there and go. Apollo must have been really struggling with this. Well, Apollo may have doubts, but I'll say it again. Athena Sykes isn't the murderer. And I have only one thing to say. Yeah, that was definitely 100% you during those Danganronpa games. That was a good time. However, Jaren, did you still feel that way when it came to one specific word? Evidence is everything in court. Well, Mr. Wright, think you have the concrete proof to knock down my arguments? Bro, I was not ready for him to go full-on villain. Like, we have gotten to the point where he is legitimately full-on villain, and this is great. Your arguments have been made very clear, Mr. Justice. Think about that character traumatizes me. I remember when we played through that, I did not want to believe you it was that bad. We're never playing through Despair Girls again. Specifically so I don't have to go through that again. And your facts appear to be indisputable. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think of my theory? It looks like not even you can even... Let me do that again. It looks like not even you can deny it. Miss Sykes was the only one who used the only possible escape route. Under these circumstances, there can be no other suspect but the defendant. Unless... Let me go grab a water. Have a water. Oh, I will say it's gonna help my little bit of a cramp that I've seemed to have gotten. That's the one positive. You think there's an alternate escape route? Is that what you think, Mr. Wright? Is that what you think, Mr. Wright? Is that what you think, Phoenix? Was there an alternate escape route? I mean, if there is one, I've got no fucking clue what it looks like. Tell you that right now. Let's see. Is there any other way you could have gone? Mm, 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 mm. I mean, nothing really sits here to prove there was another escape route. Christmas Eve, Texans and Eagles, and Packers, Bears, Bills, Broncos, Rams, Seahawks. I mean, on paper, all those games are going to be solid. I mean, I think Texans probably lose to the Eagles because, well, outside their defense, right now the Texans are a crapshoot on offense. But, you know. I mean, I don't see it, so let's see what it says. I don't think there was an alternate route, but if I say that, it's all over. I mean, the Eagles are a crapshoot as well, but you kind of understand what they are on offense more than you do Houston because you don't know what the fuck CJ Stroud is. Like right now, you don't know if CJ Stroud is the worst quarterback in his division or the best. Because at his best, he's the best quarterback in the South. At his worst, I might take literally some guy off the street who's never thrown a football before. I know what Hurts is, and Hurts is average to above average at his best. So I know what Hurts is. CJ, after last year, I can't tell you what CJ is. I can't tell you at all what CJ is. Because his worst is worse than I ever would have thought it could have been. Like, surprisingly, like, once again, I liked CJ Stroud coming out of college. I never thought he could be as bad as he was last year. I legitimately thought that was physically impossible for him to be that bad. So, both teams are meh, but it's just, in my opinion, the bigger crapshoot CJ. Because you don't know what you're getting with him at all this year. I'm shocked Stroud was 20th. I'm shocked Stroud was 20th. Well, he did have a couple really good games, so maybe they balanced him out a bit. Because his end of the year was fucking awful when it came to, like, games that mattered. Because, let's be real, the man that kept them alive for a playoff hunt was the man they should have been playing the entire time. Because he fits the offense better. I still stand by the fact that Davis Mills probably takes him to the Super Bowl. If not wins it. Because he just fits the offense better. Oh, God. Gotta love when coordinators try and take success for, a team sport. Gotta love that. Better think this through again. Was there an alternate escape route? Apparently. Yes, of course, there must have been. Just don't ask me what. You're just bluffing again, aren't you? Me? Bluff? No way. He knows me too well. It's fine, Mr. Wright. Even a bluff would suit me just fine. As long as you can clear up this doubt inside me. Wait, so is that what this is all about? I want to believe in Athena. I really do. But what is faith without doubt? That's why I need to question her guilt. So that once the truth finally comes out, I can really fully trust her. So that you can really trust me? Seems your junior partner has just showed us what trials are truly all about. I believe you're right. Dear Lord. That's quite a statement. We prosecutors painstakingly question every detail in pursuit of the defendant, while we lawyers believe in and defend our clients to the end. When both sides go all out against each other, that's when we discover the truth. And sometimes the truth is just the friends we made along the way. That's going into the fan fiction. I love that it just starts out with precisely. Precisely. And when the battle is over, we will understand the true meaning of trust. That is exactly what trials are about. Wouldn't you agree? Yes, I couldn't ignore the seed of doubt that was growing inside me, so I decided I needed to face it head on. No matter what the truth is that's waiting ahead, I won't be afraid. That's so like Apollo. Always uber earnest about things like this. Mr. Justice, I vow to dispel every last bit of doubt in your heart. Good, because I want to believe in Miss Sykes again. You're really hoping there was an alternate route, aren't you, Apollo? But if I use the process of elimination, there really aren't that many possibilities. Director Cosmos was at the southern exit, leaving only the control room and the corridor to the Space Museum. Which door could the culprit have escaped through? Come on, Mr. Wright. Where do you think the culprit escaped to? I mean, I would assume it's the control room, but that's just me. There? I doubt anyone could have escaped that way. But can you really say with certainty that it is impossible? Yes. Now I believe I can. I guess you're right. What are you doing? This is serious, Mr. Wright. Please be serious, Mr. Wright. Okay, well, fuck me. Well, I mean, that leaves only this. I mean, the corridor is the only place you could have gone then. They really only could have escaped to the corridor to the Space Museum. All they had to do was use the unconscious Mr. Starbucks Prince to get through the door. It appears that all you're trying to establish is Miss Sykes' guilt. The culprit used that route. The only exit would have been into boarding lounge 2. The logical conclusion of your argument is that the killer is none other than the defendant. It's just him and Nick from day one, ignoring Shane Steichen, Vic Fangio, Kellen Moore, the ones who brought the Eagles success. Yep. I mean, let's be real. Kellen Moore probably is the biggest name to keep your eye. Well, Shane Steichen and Kellen Moore are kind of the offensive names that really brought the success there. The culprit escaped into the corridor that leads to the Space Museum, then I guess it's true. The only exit would have been into boarding lounge 2. But Miss Sykes was the only person captured by the boarding lounge 2 security camera. I investigated the crime scene thoroughly. But the only place the culprit could have escaped to was the Space Museum corridor. There weren't any other secret corridors or anything. So that leaves us with no other conclusion to draw but that Athena Sykes was the culprit. What could the answer be? Was there really no other escape route? But, hold on a second. What if? Where did those mysterious leaves we saw in the corridor come from? What if they're a clue to the culprit's real escape route? I think it is possible that the culprit escaped into the Space Museum, but then came out using a route other than into boarding lounge 2. Oh? Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum were switched after the bombing, meaning the Space Museum corridor was moving along the rail at the time, which is exactly when an alternate escape route opened up for our culprit. Are you kidding me? Judging by the intense look in your eyes, I take it you're serious. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Do tell. Where could the culprit have gone from the museum corridor besides boarding lounge 2? I mean, to the launch site is the only possible thing. We found something odd while investigating the museum corridor this afternoon. Namely, a few dead leaves on the floor. Considering where dead leaves come from, they point us to exactly where the culprit escaped to. Yes, I remember seeing some leaves myself. Ah! Do you mean? Yep. While the Space Museum was in motion, just beyond the corridor's safety door was an alternate place that the culprit could use to escape. In other words, the culprit's real escape route was the area outside the Space Center. You're freaking insane! Do you know how impossible that would be? The corridor is level with the 3rd floor. Even if the culprit tried to leap to the outside wall of the Space Center building, they would fall to their death. Ordinarily, yes. But after the bombing incident, the culprit could make use of a certain item. And what item was it exactly, Mr. Wright? Alright. This is what the culprit used to leap to the outside wall of the main building. An emergency ladder. There was an emergency ladder in the 4th floor robotics lab, and it was used the day after the explosions to help evacuate people. Miss Blackwell herself used the ladder to escape down to the Miss Blackwell herself used that ladder to escape down to the ground level. Recall that the launch pads were switched after the ladder was lowered. The corridor could have passed by the ladder while the pads were being switched, and that's when the culprit literally sprang into action. Puns! What the fuck is happening in this game? Holy shit. Pitt is destroying Colorado right now. I mean, this here's what you call domination. It's a combination of skill and concentration. Pittsburgh is brutalizing them. Third. Dear Lord. Did he walk? The fuck happened? Bruh. I will say, I'm going to get plenty of opportunities for home runs out of the guys I need it from. Man. Meanwhile, just the bottom of the order for the Reds is doing everything. Sad face. What? Who would have imagined? Imagine all the people leaping onto a ladder. Order! Order in the court! Well, an alternate escape route seems to have emerged. Which means someone other than Miss Sykes could have been the culprit, right? Making things up on the fly is an attempt to sway the court again. Are we, Mr. Wright? Your theory has so many holes, it puts Swiss cheese to shame. Damn, Edgeworth! Didn't have to bring up the cheese. Just saying. Did not have to bring up the cheese. Alright then. Name one. I have here detailed information about the Space Center. According to this, the distance between the museum corridor and the main building during movement is a full 20 feet. 20 feet? You're pulling my leg, right? In addition, the corridor is 3 floors from the ground, or roughly 50 feet. What's more, the culprit would be leaping to a precarious place, an unstable ladder. Human beings feel fear in dangerous situations. It's a basic survival instinct. An ordinary person would certainly hesitate before jumping. Or even freeze in fear and not jump at all. I have an argument. I have an argument, sir. But the culprit had just murdered someone. They weren't in an ordinary state of mind. Nevertheless, why would they have taken that kind of risk? They could have waited for the switch to be complete and escaped a boarding lounge too. Because there was a security camera in boarding lounge too. The culprit knew they would be recorded if they left the Space Museum that way. In that case, the culprit could have hidden in the museum until things settled down, and then blended in with the other people and the museum after the museum was opened. That's a good point. But you claim that despite all this, the culprit took a 20-foot death-defying leap. Yeah, because the culprit has no emotion. And all in the brief moment the corridor and ladder passed by each other. That's also a good point. They would have needed a running start while the corridor was moving to make that jump. If their timing was off, or if they couldn't jump far enough, it would have been instant death. What kind of person would attempt something like that? I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, somebody who doesn't experience feelings like normal people do. Stop bringing up good points, Edgeworth. This true culprit of yours is nothing but a figment of your imagination. Why do you always have to point out every flaw? Mr. Edgeworth's right. That does sound pretty insane. The culprit would have to be someone who feels no fear, like a stuntman. But everyone feels fear on some level, right? Wait a minute. Uh-huh. I've got it this time. I can prove that there is someone who could have used this alternate escape route. Oh. Can you now? This proves the possibility of a person who could have used this alternate escape route. Big brain right there. Big brain. Very rarely does it get used, but big brain. What's that, Mr. Wright? This is a certain person's very interesting psych profile. The subject doesn't experience feelings like normal people do. In other words, this person doesn't feel happiness, sadness, or fear. Doesn't feel fear? What? Right. You can't be serious. Without the constraint of fear, he could easily do what any ordinary person wouldn't dare. And that's be batshit insane and jump to a ladder. His name? Shelton Benjamin. Just as you or I could do a broad jump on the ground without the slightest fear. This subject could make a 20-foot leap, 50 feet up in the air. He could choose this extreme way of escaping without hesitation. So you're saying that to a person without fear, the alternate route would be quicker and eliminate the chance that they'd be spotted. Oh, God, the burps are coming. Woo! That's definitely pretty extreme, Mr. Wright. But was there such a person there at the scene? Yes. The Phantom. That mysterious, shadowy figure who keeps popping up. The cramp is back. Oh dear! The Phantom. Again? I knew the Phantom was there behind the scenes of the Space Center bombing, but I wasn't sure if he was connected to the murder of Clay Tehran as well. However, now it's all clear. The Phantom is the one who not only bombed the Space Center, but also killed Mr. Tehran. What? Or wait, what? There you go. You gotta start Edgeworth, go in to Apollo. Order in the court! Order, I say! Mr. Wright, please continue. I need more of this shit. I mean, this is better than daytime television right now. And I mean, I've watched a shit ton of Jerry Springer and Maury. There were just too many similarities between this case and the one from 7 years ago. But why, you may ask? It can only be because both incidents were the work of the same Phantom. So then this Phantom is the one who killed Clay. But who is he? This Phantom has been haunting this case, pulling the strings in the background. Who could this unidentified international spy be? I will say I have an idea. I have no reasoning for it, but I have an idea. I have like no actual pure reasoning for it, but I've got an idea. It's not Gumshoe. One, Gumshoe's too good for that shit. Gumshoe wouldn't wear a mask, 'cause you don't fuck with Gumshoe. I will say though, I do think it could be Fulbright. And the only reason I say that is because if we're talking spies, the police make the most sense for where the spy would be. That's the only reasoning. I have no other reasoning for it. That is the only reasoning I have. There is no evidence that says it's Fulbright. My brain just goes, police make sense for the spy. Right? Damn. Right? This escape route must have been a part of the Phantom's plan from the start. As was tricking Director Cosmos into switching the launch pads. The bomb on the second floor was meant to make the elevators and stairs unusable. That's why he gave advance warning and planted the bombs where he did. Also, thinking about it, it would make sense if it's Fulbright for at least the bombing, because he would have been there at the time, because they were informed beforehand, so they had police on scene. And it would make sense that he would be the only one to make it through there as Detective Arm, gets blown up in the court. So I could see a world where it's Fulbright. I'm not saying it is, but just that's the only name right now that's coming to my head. And the sole reason is he's a cop. It just makes more sense for the spy to be a cop. That's why he gave advanced warning and planted the bombs where he did. Yes, I think you're right. But it doesn't explain this one last thing. Oh, that's a good point. I forgot. I entirely forgot that Fulbright made her do it instead of doing any other ladders. Fulbright was the one who told her to drop her ladder. Yeah. The robotics lab wasn't the only room with an emergency ladder. But he couldn't have made the leap unless he was certain which one it would be. So, you mean the Phantom must be someone who knew that particular ladder was going to be used? That's right. Who could it be? Who could it be now? Wait a minute. I imagine Phoenix is saying this to himself in his head. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. Miss Blackwell lowered the ladder after being told to by the detective leading the... Ah! You've got to be kidding me. Did you figure it out right? Do you know who the Phantom is? Yes, I do. Issue? Indeed it is. Well, challenge runs not so much. But where did you find that? Dusk, where did you find that? Did you Google me? Challenge runs, I don't think fit. Everything else pretty spot on though. I'm not gonna lie. I think everything else pretty spot on. Dear Lord. JJ Bleday fucking homered? Why? Why is Sal Stewart not homering? Sure, most interceptions thrown in NCAA 14 game, right? Yeah, I might have done that challenge. Inadvertently might have done that challenge. It's the YouTube AI. Well, you know what? The YouTube AI knows me. I appreciate that. Yeah, the challenge runs are probably talking about the Nuzlocks. You're probably right on that. I mean, if we want to get real technical on it, before I even started doing sports content on the main channel, I did do a Nuzlocke. It doesn't exist anymore, but it was there at one point. Who is it? Who killed Clay? Our mystery spy, known as the Phantom, is none other than... I don't know how he's the Phantom, but like it's got to be. That's strategic analysis on roster construction. Recruiting. He also maintains a dedicated VOD channel for his live streams, Pokemon Nuzlocke challenges, and variety gaming sessions. That's actually fucking spot on. I will say my strategic analysis I don't think's spot on, but you know, everything else pretty good. That AI surprisingly got it right. After the explosions, a member of the staff crossed paths with a certain detective. We will never forget Parker Dillon and his awful game against Oklahoma. As for the detective who was leading the evacuation from the fourth floor, he had a very specific objective in mind. His objective was to secure his own escape route. Oh my god, I just realized too. No wonder he would go to the fourth floor robotics lab for that, because he knows the robotics lab would have the ladder. He doesn't know about the other floors, because he's been in the robotics lab before, because he's the. I'm mathing. Well, we're down just to water. This is a detective you all know. He's even the lead detective on the current case. He appears to be a very emotional man, but his psych profile says he is without emotion. What are you saying? You mean the Phantom is Detective Bobby Fulbright? Exactly. We were all taken in by his fake persona. Persona! Detective Fulbright's real identity is the Phantom. And also, this makes a lot more sense now, if he is the Phantom, why he made such a point to bring up Black Quill and his chase for this Phantom. Now that makes so much more sense why he was so dead set focused on it. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, how could this be? That's easy, Your Honor. Detective Fulbright was leading the fourth floor evacuation effort. Our first clue is that he made no attempt to have any other ladder put to use. The ladder in the robotics lab is the only one he ordered to be lowered. The second is that he directed everybody to the basement shelter via this ladder. Verily, it was all a part of his plan to create an escape route. Is this the second time we accused a policeman? Is it? I feel like this might be the first time. At least in this game. After Detective Fulbright saw to it that the ladder was removed from the robotics lab, he went to the lounge where he killed Clayteron and escaped into the Space Museum. The museum started moving slowly, so he waited for the right time, got a running start, and just as the corridor was passing the ladder, he leaped onto it. Damon Gant in the first game, and now here. Yeah, that'd be it. Yeah, I didn't think about the dude with the shark hair. I don't believe it. That apple-padded detective did all that? Was it really him? I mean, all this time I thought... Sorry, we didn't catch your name. My name? I'm Bobby Fulbright, the heroic detective who defends all our good citizens from evil. The champion of justice who comes running whenever you're in need. I just want to he went from being one for all to all for one. Can we just point that out? Because this whole time I've been like, oh, he's All Might. That's great. Then his concern for Simon was also all just one big act? That monster killed Clay. He had me completely fooled. Come to think of it, he's the one who brought that blood-stained lighter to court, too. The scumbag even made me turn on Athena. Damn it. How the hell did I fall for all that? For him to have wormed his way into the police department as well. Your Honor, the defense demands to question Detective Bobby Fulbright. Yes, I agree that we need to hear from him right away. The court will take a short recess, and then Detective Fulbright will take the stand. I mean, we might get through this. We're already at the recess. Ooh. Gacy. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. If it wasn't for everything you did, I, I, don't thank me yet. We still have an uphill battle to fight. You got it, boss. Now we're in episode 6. Now he realizes what he has done this entire time. He's about to throw Palpatine off and scream no while he does it because they had to add that in post. Apollo! Well, this is awkward. Athena, can you do me a favor? Huh? What is it? Could you punch me, please? What? Why should I do that? Because I should have believed in you. I let the seed of doubt inside me get the best of me. I let Aura brainwash me. I'm really sorry that I didn't trust. Ouch! Don't be such a dope. I was really touched by what you did. Huh? Now what are you talking about? Gotta have this little sentimental moment. No Byron Buxton the order today, damn. That sucks. Oh wow, Luke Rayleigh homered. That's good for me. You took the time and effort to genuinely think about who I am and what I'm made of. Also, thank you guys for being here. Come look at the viewer count, and we're higher than normal. So, appreciate you guys for being here. After all that, how can I punch a true friend like you, Apollo? I know most of you were here just to get a game read to you, and that's fine by me. Story time is always a good time. You didn't have any trouble slapping him a second ago. Thanks, Athena. And thanks for waking me up to reality again. I've snapped back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Guess I know now who to call if I ever get sleepy in court. What's next after this? We're going straight to the... Well, we've got to do the DLC first. But we're going straight to the next game. Because we've decided that the way things are going to go is we're going straight from this game to the next one. And then we go into AI. I assume this is going to be... I'm going to go Black Quill. I think it's Black Quill. Looks like you have some promising young people working under you. Damn, it was Edgeworth. That was my second guess. Fuck. Edgeworth, you got real emo for a second, bro. Yeah, I think they're pretty great myself, and they're not afraid to keep me in line. Anyway, I have some very good news. Aura Blackwell is surrendered, and the hostages have been set free. Trucy and all the others? Oh, thank goodness. I knew it could only be one of two people, given the dialogue. It could only be one of two people. I just figured we haven't seen Simon in a while, so I thought, okay, maybe they're bringing him in for this. Miss Blackwell said she had something she really needed to do, so I granted her special permission to do what she must. I wonder what it is. Miss Blackwell? I didn't come to apologize, if that's what you're thinking. My actions are what allowed the truth of what happened 7 years ago to come to light. But I did come because I had something to say to all of you. Miss Zara. She'd better not be here to complain about something. Miss Blackwell, I want to apologize to you. The fact that you couldn't trust the court system is our fault. Yes, it's true the courts are filled with incompetent idiots. Still, I suppose I could let you handle the rest of this case for me. Oh, Miss Zara, does this mean you're starting to trust the system again? No, of course not. Be quiet, hunk of junk. It's just, I wouldn't mind if you were the ones who took Metis' killer down. Leave it to us. We'll get him. So I guess that means she's starting to trust us, at least. Hey, there's our emo boy. Aura. Simon, I'm so glad both you and the princess were cleared of all suspicion. And it's all thanks to me and my robots. You'd better be grateful. I never imagined you would go that far. Though, you always were extreme. But I don't recall ever requesting your help. As closed as ever, I see. Well, now that you've been released, I guess it's my turn to go live in the slammer. I just hope you're not the prosecutor for my trial. You'd probably give me the death penalty. You know me all too well. I guess love can take on a variety of expressions, including stunted in their case. Full week 1 schedule leak. So New England, Seattle to start it. Thursday night we get San Fran and LA. And then it's Chicago, Carolina, Tampa, Cincy, Baltimore, Indy, NOLA, Detroit. Well, the question's going to be which games of those are the big upsets? Because there's always, massive upsets in week 1. Because then that's when you realize, yeah, week 1 means nothing. I'm going to say Carolina over Chicago is going to be an upset. Yeah, no. Deshaun Watson's going to have a hard time enough beating Shedeur Sanders. I don't think he's going to beat Jacksonville. I will say this. I think New Orleans beating Detroit is very possible. I think that one's very much possible. And Atlanta over Pittsburgh. You're telling me that a Pro Bowl quarterback's not in the race to start? What? What? Well, normally week 1 is a division game, but they're not doing that this year. They're not going crazy with everybody's got to face a divisional opponent. That's what they did a couple years ago. It's all division games week 1. But I truly was about to be executed tomorrow. Though, because of you
It looks like I won't be crossing the sticks just yet.
And suddenly in the background, all you hear is, "Oh, mama, I've been." It's like, Blackwell, why every time you say stick, suddenly we just hear Renegade?
You have my heartfelt thanks, Aura. I'm sorry I caused you so much anguish.
Yep. I mean, week one, anything's possible. Anything is possible. There's going to be some amount of upsets. I don't think Deshaun Watson's going to upset anybody because, well, it's Deshaun Watson. That man hasn't been able to upset anything since, well, since he went to a massage parlor. Aura's crying. She sniffled. I'm so glad, Simon. So very glad to hear you say that.
Aura.
All right, that's enough of that. Bailiff, take me to the detention center. Why are you scared about your season without A.J. Brown? Half of your year wasn't even throwing the ball to him. You already know what the team looks like without A.J. Brown because half the year you didn't throw him the football. That's why he was angry. What Miss Blackwell did was inexcusable. But it's clear she did it out of love for her brother. I still can't wrap my mind around Detective Fulbright being the Phantom. I mean, year one, he's going to be your slot, more than likely, I would think. But we'll see. I can't believe he killed Clay.
Right. And murdered my mentor, which brought great distress upon little Athena. Chief Prosecutor.
Yes. They are going to start doubling Devontae. That's a surefire thing.
I would ask a favor. Would you allow me to stand at the prosecutor's bench for this trial? I wish to claim the Phantom's head by my own hand.
That was my plan all along. After all, it's highly unconventional for a man of my position to stand in court.
Sir,
The formal paperwork has yet to be filed, but you are hereby conditionally released. Please take the prosecutor's bench in your official capacity and uncover the truth by your own hand. Yes, we get to be more emo.
I'm much obliged. The day to part with these has come at last. Chief Prosecutor, could you? How long have I waited? Maybe it's the sense of freedom, but even the air seems fresher, the light brighter.
Oh, really? They didn't put any, they didn't forbid anything on that? Ooh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. What? Do we think the Chargers are gonna go the anime route again?
And I will relish slashing that blackguard Fulbright to shreds without mercy.
I don't have to be able to read his heart to see how happy he is. An anime, Minecraft, and The Sims the past few years. Yeah, I mean the anime one's always been their best, so we'll see what they go with this time around. I don't even know what the Jags are thinking about doing this year. I'm so glad, but I won't cry just yet. After all, we've still got a trial to finish. I mean, if the Broncos are smart, they go full on Uma Musume. It's okay to cry, Athena. I promise. Prosecutor Blackwell, Mr. Wright, please avenge Clay's death for me. What are you talking about, Apollo? You're coming to the defense's bench with me. I am? Well, I can't expect Athena to assist me, now can I? She's the defendant. That leaves you, Apollo. But are you sure you want me? I took a leave of absence and everything. I turned to the dark side. I dealt in absolutes. Well, our office is pretty short-handed, and you're all I've got. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Athena, I can say with all my heart now. I believe in your complete innocence. And now we're going to prove it to the world. Damn it, low struck out swinging. Thank you, Apollo. I know you can do it. Nobody knows anything around here. Animu! Oh, he threw the jacket off. Aw, shit, he's all back to normal. Now, this is the Apollo I know. Welcome back, Apollo. It's almost time for the trial to restart. Though it looks like you have things well in hand. Yep. I should head back to the prosecutor's office. But why? I want to look into a few things, namely, the first people on the scene 7 years ago, the facial data registered by the robot, and Detective Fulbright's background. Sounds great, Edgeworth. Thanks. I expect to be repaid with a victory, right? Now, if you'll excuse me. All right. The fuck? Well, apparently Broncos fans aren't over losing to us still. Because there's a Broncos fan complaining about the Jags being on prime time. So good to know they still are upset. Paulo getting a Prince Zuko redemption arc? Yep. Broncos ain't gonna win the Super Bowl. Let's be real. They're good, but they're not that good. Hell, we all kind of agreed the AFC was fucked because they had to face Seattle no matter what. So everybody knew who was winning that Super Bowl. And we knew that before even the conference championship game. Okay, you two all set to go? You bet I am. Let's do this. Widget's happy. This is it. The final battle. The murder of Apollo's friend. The courtroom bombing incident. No. Oh no, it wouldn't have been closer. Seattle still would have destroyed them. That Seattle team was by far easier. Usual contenders, their second easiest schedule in football last year doesn't convince me. I'm very interested to see how New England fares. Like, their schedule is much harder this year. I believe they're like 5th or something. They're pretty decently up there on the strength of schedule this year, I believe. The case that ushered in the dark age of law 7 years ago. Destiny has called us to bring the one responsible for it all to justice today. Keep getting some of the toughest schedules. 5th hardest schedule after season. This year you have the 7th. I think it's mainly because of your division. It's like the Jags are in the bottom half again, and I'm like, how are we in the bottom half? We play Chicago, Denver, New England. Like, how are we in the bottom half? And I'm like, it's the South. That's why. And then we also play the NFC East, which weakened it as well. Because, like, 3/4 of the East was in the top 10. So. Alright, let's do this. Let us now reconvene. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has never been more ready.
You know, this is the first time we've been at the defense bench together since I debuted. Now that you mention it. Although back then, I thought you were more loud than you were reliable. Really come a long way since then, Apollo. You've grown a lot. Well, there have been some hiccups, but I guess I've done pretty well. He's still got that ego of his, though. Astro Dude, welcome to the stream. Prosecutor Blackquill. With the 7-year mistake now resolved, you can finally take your rightful place. Yes. Yeah, I guess we can keep the chit-chat for later. Bailiff, please bring in the witness immediately. Even with those handcuffs off, Prosecutor Blackwell seems to be pretty much the same. 7 years of grumpiness doesn't go away so easily, I guess. Okay, let's get back into All Might here. Bobby Fulbright here. I heard I was needed on the stand, so here I am. Detective Fulbright, do you know why you've been called to give testimony? Yup, 'cause there is only one reason why I'd be called. And that is because it's time for justice. In justice we trust. You can't fool us with that act anymore. Your justice is nothing but lies. What? Are you questioning the integrity of my sense of justice? I mean, sure, sometimes I make mistakes, but hey! I didn't mute the game. Is it that low? I can bring it up. There we go. He's acting exactly the same as always. Tell me about it. He must be feeling awfully confident.
Fulbright, if you wish to dispel our suspicions, then let's get to your testimony.
I mean, that's surprising. I mean, normally you guys complain if you can't hear it. So I normally keep it whatever volume you guys can hear. Because there it's muted. And there it's not. So if you guys want it up, let me know. If it needs to be turned up. All right, fine. You want me to prove my righteousness? I can certainly do that. All right. That's louder than I normally ever have it. Because normally, I try to keep it low so I don't have to kind of scream over it at times. Given I don't want to turn my gain up on my mic immensely. Because then you guys can hear every little step, and I don't want that. Okay, what's your testimony? Also, now I have to lower my volume on my side. I am the very embodiment of justice itself. I won't have you make me into a villain with your far-fetched arguments. And this bit about the escape route is only a theory, a game theory. You don't have any proof. What we do have is proof that Athena Sykes is the culprit. This lighter with her prints on it. So you're saying the suspicions against you are completely false? And that the defendant is the real culprit? I could spit on my mic. That's right! My lawyer's escape route. Yeah, my lawyer's escape route is totally circumstantial. He doesn't have any proof that I made a big leap onto a ladder.
We don't have proof. You are correct about that. However, you don't have any proof for your claim either.
No, I guess you're right. But you can't define justice with evidence. But you can't define justice with evidence. Who can define it anyway? Justice just is. That's terrible. Somebody fire this man immediately for that. Don't make me break out a dictionary on you. Please, don't throw the book at me. Tell me the Phantom didn't just make me set up a stupid pun for him. Let's just try not to lose focus, alright? But my justice is crystal clear. What's not clear are your eyes. Wake up and smell the justice. I assume that Fulbright wakes up and says he's gonna have a full cup of justice in the morning. That's what I feel like he says when he has a cup of coffee. And I hate it.
Enough of your rubbish, Fulbright. If you have even an ounce of justice, then you will answer the court's questions and prove it.
Prosecutor Blackwell? Prosecutor Blackwell looks torn. Well, Fulbright was his partner after all. Prosecutor Blackwell is right. The truth will be revealed in the cross-examination. The suspicions against Detective Fulbright are, at this point, only suspicions. As is my duty, I will judge the claims against the detective as impartially as I can. Does anyone have any objections? That's fine, Your Honor. Now, ask away and don't hold back. Well, there doesn't appear to be any objections. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Okay, I have to hit the bathroom real quick. I will be back in a second. Alright, I'm back. Left you guys with no audio to listen to. Because I just didn't press X. Alright, let's do this. Well, I also double check what's going on with some of these games. Oh, they walked on. I see. Wait a minute. JJ Bleday is homered twice. I hate that. Yep. Oh, great. And James Wood's been taken out. That's awesome. Love that for me. Well, I don't think I'm doing very good today. The embodiment of justice? Those are just empty words. But they say if you keep saying something, it can eventually become the truth. Or, if you do the Meisner exercise, it becomes nothing. Isn't that how people make their dreams come true, too? By wishing over and over. Alright, alright. Let's just move on. My arguments are hardly far-fetched. There's careful reasoning behind my theory. Yes, well, apparently there's reasoning behind even a tofu burger. But what we have against Miss Sykes, though, is not just reasoning, but solid evidence. And it's called the lighter with Miss Sykes' fingerprints on it in the victim's blood. Yes, that's true, but wait. Detective Fulbright was the one who brought that evidence to the trial.
If you harbor any suspicions, I suggest you ask Fulbright, right dono, especially about that lighter.
He's right. What exactly should I ask? The number of prints. Let's go with that one. I'm not a TikTok guy. I literally do not have TikTok, so I know nothing of the TikTok. That is where my age shows. So how many prints were found exactly? 3. The thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger of a right hand. Your Honor, that is an important statement. Could we please have it? Added to my testimony? You got it! He beat me to it! Be it investigating or testifying, speed is the key. So 3 prints from a right hand were found on the lighter, huh? Are you certain of this? I'd stake my life on it. Mr. Wright, isn't it odd he's saying the prints are from Athena's right hand? Why would you say that? Well, think about it for a sec. Athena always wears the glove on her right hand, right? So there's no way she'd leave prints on those 3 fingers from her right hand. Hey! Great point! Why didn't I catch that one? Detective Fulbright, I'm sure you heard our discussion just now about how Miss Sykes always wears a glove on her right hand. Well, I have only one thing to say to that. Do you have evidence that she was wearing that glove at the time of the incident? I guess we don't. If you want to prove the defendant innocent, you'll have to ask better questions than that. Like I need a lecture from you, smiles Magoo. I don't like that. Yeah, let's see the prince positions. Please tell the court about the position of the prints on the lighter. They're around the same spot on either side, as they would be if she were holding it. I suppose if it was used to light the room, it would be held that way. I believe this is important. Please swap this statement into your testimony. I don't even remember what I did. Press them on or what I didn't. Yes, Miss Blackwell did mention she saw a lit lighter being held up. Yup, meaning the person Miss Blackwell saw was the owner of the fingerprints. It just strengthens the argument against Miss Sykes. This line of questioning isn't going to get me anywhere except conviction land. Should I try asking him something else? Let's just press on like this. Certainly. Certainly looks like he's sticking with Athena as the culprit. Doesn't help that he has the evidence. Let's press him on everything until he cracks. Alright. I think I did that one. Do these ones now. Then please tell us more about the circumstances surrounding the ladder. Well, I'd much rather expound on the topic of justice, but oh, all right. Let's see. What should I ask about? I think the lab's more important. Please tell us anything you remember about the lab. The lab, huh? Well, it was so messy. There was hardly anywhere to step. I guess they were in the middle of building a giant robot. Yeah, that's pretty much how it looked when we visited this afternoon, too. Okay, I know the drill. You want me to add this statement to my testimony, don't you? What? No. Way ahead of you. I'll just add it in. Alright, let me do this one too then while we're at it. You mean the lighter that was found in the Space Museum, is that right? The one and only! After Miss Sykes murdered Mr. Tehran, she escaped into the Space Museum. That's when she probably dropped the lighter. Then, after the launch pads were switched, she ran out of the Space Museum, where her image was caught by the security camera. Without evidence, I should probably save this fight for another time. You aren't fooling anyone. You chose the ladder in that very room on purpose to create your escape route. That's not true. It's just that when it comes to ladders, I'm very particular. I had a good feeling about that ladder. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Huh? Did I mess up somewhere along the way? Please tell the court what you remember about Miss Blackwell at that time. She appeared to be really angry that the bombing commotion was disrupting her work. She even threw a robot at me. Yikes. I hope it wasn't poor Clonco. This is very important information, isn't it? I'll just switch the statement in. Why don't you let me decide that? Hmm. Uh, hmm. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really sure exactly what I'm gonna counter anything with. Number prints. Mm-hmm. Then I want to switch this one back. I'm beginning to wonder, is Miss Blackwell ever not crabby? Well, they already took her down to the station, so it's a bit late to ask her now. Just my opinion, but maybe it's best we don't ask her about that. Ever? Hmm. Uh. Okay, it's just that footage. I don't know, I might be at a standstill. Because nothing he really brings up, I have an argument for. Oh, never mind. Never fucking mind. I had to read over everything again. Then my brain worked. You say the prints were from a right hand. Is that correct? That's right. Very clear prints. But that just doesn't add up. Huh? What doesn't add up? According to Miss Blackwell, who saw the culprit herself, this person held the lighter in their left hand. Oh! So here's the dilemma before us. Why are the prints on the lighter from a right hand instead of a left? No. You're right. It doesn't make sense, does it? Your Honor, this lighter can hardly be called incriminating evidence. The witness's claims don't even hold water. Detective Fulbright, I hope you have a good explanation for this. I just can't understand it. They're definitely right-handed prints. But then, why are they inconsistent with Miss Blackwell's statement? I've got it. I went a little bit into the judge there. What have you got, detective? The mirror. The witness must have seen a reflection of the culprit in the mirror. Go on. Miss Blackwell was looking in through the window of boarding lounge 1, wasn't she? I believe so. If you mean the little window in the back and to the right of the room. That's right, and across the room on the opposite wall is a large mirror. I do remember seeing it. So are you saying? Yes, the culprit Miss Blackwell saw must have been a reflection of that person in the mirror. That doesn't fucking track well. I see. In that case, right and left would appear reversed, wouldn't they? Now do you see? That's the logic of pure justice. But your argument is only conjecture. You don't have any proof that what Miss Blackwell saw was a reflection.
Right, Dono. You'd sooner nick yourself than him like that. Put some more muscle into it.
Huh? That's right. Besides, the lighter couldn't have been in the left hand. And why not? Miss Blackwell said she saw an Earth emblem on the lighter, didn't she? That emblem is only on one side of the lighter. You're right. There's no emblem on the other side. Exactly. As blank and smooth as the judge's fine scalp. If the culprit had held the lighter in their left hand, they would have covered the emblem. Uh-oh. What's more, this is the kind of lighter you flick open with your thumb before lighting. So if the culprit had held it in their left hand, with the emblem out and visible, they wouldn't have been able to open it, let alone light it. But if they had held it in their right hand, they could easily open it and light it. This all means that the culprit was definitely holding the lighter in their right hand. No! Come back, my beautiful contradiction!
It appears you've planted a flower that bears no fruit.
See how it withers before my flower of justice. He's tough. He's managed to discredit almost everything I've proven up to this point. In justice we trust. Now do you see? I'm not this phantom you've been talking about. I mean, are you sure there really is a spy? I bet they're just a figment of your imagination. Oh, it's so sad. So very sad. But I'm afraid Miss Sykes is the culprit. Detective Fulbright, I believe you said that the emblem is only on one side of the lighter. Are you sure about that? Of course I am. Why don't you take a look for yourself and see? Do you see an Earth emblem on both sides of the lighter? Oh shit. I knew it. You're lying, detective. Pardon me? You mean... Yes, my bracelet reacted to his statement about the emblem. He's definitely hiding something big. And I think if we use my talent, we might be able to figure it out.
Justice Stono, are you to use that cheat of yours again?
It's not cheating, Prosecutor Blackwell.
Very well. Whether I like it or not, I suppose we should use whatever works right now. Go on, then.
We have Prosecutor Blackwell's reluctant blessing, apparently. Okay, Apollo. You're up. Here goes, then. Detective Fulbright, could you repeat that last statement one more time? What in the world are you up to? All right. Fine. I'll say it as many times as you like. Listen carefully. The Earth emblem is only on the side that you can see when held in the right hand. I'm gonna look at his face first. Okay, nothing changes there. So we'll listen again. Take a look at his hands. Got a bad feeling it's gonna be one of those really, really minute ones. Alright, listen again. Let's look at the collar. The collar does anything. Nothing there. Trying to think where the issue would come in. Maybe an ear? I'm not seeing anything. Like, I'm not seeing anything twitch. Oh. Oh, I saw it. I think I saw it. I think I saw it. I'm gonna listen again here. Detective Fulbright, you might not be aware of it yourself, but 5 and 6, you can pause their speech and move around. I like keeping it just, being able to go around as they're speaking. It's a lot simpler for me. I think if I paused it, I'd be too iffy on like, okay, what's moving, what's not, and trying to look everywhere at that point. I like focusing in on certain areas. Because 9 times out of 10, it's either the hands, the face, or like some clothing around their neck. That normally seems to be the 3 spots that something happens. So I can kind of just focus in and figure it out from there. Whenever you say the phrase the Earth emblem, your left thumb moves. In fact, it appears as though you're running it along the edge of your holster. Mr. Lawyer, I don't have the foggiest notion of what you're talking about. Be that as it may, I know it was something to do with the lighter. Let me examine it. But why? You're not making any sense. You can't just...
Be still and do as you're told, Fulbright. If you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't mind then having a look-see, should you?
What? Not you too, Prosecutor Blackwell. I'm not sure what this is all about, but if Prosecutor Blackwell insists, it must be something important. I will allow the defense to examine the lighter. Good. Now maybe we'll learn something new. I hope so. Now, let's check every inch of this thing. Okay, we got the emblem right here. Pack is covered with blood. Say, do you notice anything funny about this blood stain? You're right. It suddenly breaks off unnaturally. Supposedly, the lighter was held with the right hand so that the emblem was visible. If so, the prints should be around the emblem and on the lid where you open it. You're right. There's definitely something off here. It's hard to tell if the prints are from a right hand or a left just by looking. I don't think looking at each print with the naked eye will tell us anything new. But But this letter definitely hides a secret. I agree. Let's check it out carefully. So this is the Earth emblem Detective Fulbright was talking about. See anything noteworthy? Huh. Hey, look at this. The emblem's actually some kind of button. Oh! Well, I did not expect that to happen. Wow! It transformed into something. A handle. A trigger. Is this what I think it is?
There's no question it is. What you have there is a gun.
A what? A gun. So that's it. Your Honor, please recall this morning's trial when Director Cosmos was on the stand. The bullet that hit the oxygen tank was extremely small, maybe a 10 caliber. This little compact gun probably takes bullets of that caliber. It looks like this is the gun that was fired at the scene. Yeah, I'm flabbergasted. The lighter was a gun? Something like this definitely has to go into my fanfic. So when Detective Fulbright would touch his holster, that's right, whenever he mentioned the Earth emblem, he must have subconsciously thought about the secret behind the lighter. In other words, he knew it was a gun from the very beginning. A lighter that transforms into a gun seems like a spy gadget to me. It's not the kind of thing any ordinary person can get their hands on. In fact, I'd say it's strictly in the domain of elite spies. Detective Fulbright, you will explain yourself. There's nothing for me to explain. I didn't know the lighter could transform. I mean, it was found in the Space Museum, and then I brought it in. Then I brought it straight in. I didn't even have time to check it out. Whenever you mentioned the Earth emblem, you touched your holster. You subconsciously did that because you knew it was a gun. Accuse me all you want, but where is your proof? Do you have any evidence that I knew the lighter was a gun? Not exactly. And whose prints are on it? Miss Sykes' prints. It proves that she's the culprit who fired the gun at the scene. It would appear that the detective is right. Are you guys really trying to prove your client innocent, or what? Although it pains me to do this, now that we are where we are, I have to make the following assertions coming from the prosecution side. The person who fired the gun at Director Cosmos in the lounge after the incident, and the person Miss Blackwell saw holding the lighter, and the person who murdered Mr. Tehran, and the person who bombed the Space Center, are all the defendant, Athena Sykes. The prints on the lighter are decisive proof. Now do you see? A man on the side of justice couldn't possibly be the culprit. And I think this about sums up Miss Sykes' part in the whole affair. The evidence certainly does seem to point to the defendant's guilt. Do you have anything to say, Prosecutor Blackwell? You know what? I'll give the man credit. He is doing a lot here. I will give him that. He is doing a ton. Well, damn, I ain't gonna make no money at this rate. You're done, homered! Fuck yeah. We're happy about that. And Nick Kurtz homered. Your boy made profit today. $1, but your boy made profit. That alone made me profit. I'll take it. Made my money back. I'll take it. Alright.
Evidence is everything in court. Therefore, Fulbright's claims stand firm.
But, calm down, Apollo. He's just saying that because he asked to as the prosecutor. Mr. Lawyer, our job is to pursue criminals in the name of justice. You shouldn't cast suspicion on people based on something as dubious as a habit. In fact, you have a bad habit of showing up in court with an awful case of bedhead. What a comeback. Fucking bedhead. That'll get him, Fulbright. That'll get him. Oh, Lord. Says the man who wears sunglasses at night. If it's proof you want, it's proof you'll get. And suddenly somewhere, Corey Hart's Sunglasses at Night is playing. I'll prove that this lighter is not Miss Sykes, but yours. Sounds like you've hit on something, Apollo. It's just, if the prints on the lighter are the basis for accusing Athena, I think we should reconsider the credibility of the evidence itself. You mean, you think this lighter might be forged evidence? That's right. It could all be part of Fulbright's bigger plot. Did he do anything out of the ordinary while I was off on my own? I can definitely think of a few things. Oh. If we assume he's been laying a big trap for us all along, there's got to be something off about this piece of evidence. What's wrong with the lighter as a piece of evidence? Let me save real quick. Also, stretch a tad bit. We still got what? Just under 30 minutes. We're going to keep going for a little bit longer. Let's get a little bit further. I don't think we're going to finish this today, just because I don't think we'll finish this in 20-some minutes. But we will finish this and start up the DLC portion next week. That's guaranteed. We are going to keep going, though, for a bit. I think how the prints are left on it, because when we were checking it, they made a point to bring up, like, how the prints are on it. No, I guess I don't see anything strange about how the prints were left on the lighter. Nothing unusual about the angle of the prints or how they are patchy in places, but there's gotta be something off where the prints are on it. Anything odd about where the prints are? No, I guess if it was fired as a gun, that's about where the prints would be. But okay, I mean, the owner of the prints, yeah. Are they really Athena's fingerprints? They definitely matched her print data. But what about the data itself? Detective Fulbright, you were the one who provided us with the lighter and print data. Isn't that correct? Yes. What about it? You say Miss Sykes' prints match the print data. But I have to wonder, was the data you used official? Mr. Wright, are you suggesting that the evidence might have been fabricated? Guess there's only one way to find out. Let's re-examine the prints. Using the official, sanctioned print data of the people involved in this case. What? You dare insult the epitome of justice and integrity? There's no need for such antics.
Your Honor, I lend my voice to the defense's request. You must allow the test to be rerun.
Very well then. Bailiff! Get the fuck in here. What the fuck? It appears that the official data is here. And the results? It's just as the defense claims. This proves that the prints on the lighter do not belong to the defendant. Yes. The fingerprints actually belong to the victim, Mr. Clay Tehran. Okay. So that now makes me wonder, was Clay standing upright with the knife in hand as a defensive mechanism? Those were Clay's fingerprints on the lighter?
I see. Come to think of it, wasn't it you, Fulbright, collected the victim's prints? When you took the deceased's fingerprints, you could have easily planted his prints on the lighter with his blood, after which you wiped the blood off of his hand.
By your own admission, you were also the one who compiled the phony print data. All to put the blame on Miss Sykes. That's just all he's doing. Yeah. I just like that that's his entire reaction. This ploy must have been to distract us from the Phantom who was behind everything. You were out to create the impression that the Phantom wasn't the true culprit. So does that mean Detective Fulbright really is the Phantom? Remember the killer's escape route? No ordinary person would have been fearless enough to attempt it. Nobody but the Phantom, the man with no emotions, could have done it. Detective Fulbright, you were the only one who could have used that escape route. I...
Fulbright, are you really the Phantom? Answer me, or so help me, I will slash you to tiny slivers where you stand.
All right. All right. I'll talk. I confess. I'm not the Phantom.
It's all over. Now, be a man and admit it already.
But I'm not a spy. I'm an undercover investigator. I've actually been after the Phantom myself. The fuck? An undercover investigator? That sounds less than wholesome to me.
A person who hides his identity and secretly investigates in order to uncover information. And that's what you really are, Fulbright.
That's right. I was working to track down the Phantom. But sadly, even though I was supposed to catch the spy ended up catching me. He took my family hostage and forced me to cooperate with him. The fuck? Like, that seems so far-fetched. Like, I'm still have no evidence that 100% says he's guilty. I don't believe that for a second. I just want to say that right now. I don't believe that for a second. What? You're telling us this now? But if what you say is true, then who was the mystery person Miss Blackwell and Mr. Starbuck saw? It was the Phantom, I tell you! All I did was help him by having that emergency ladder lowered for him. I don't believe you. Then how do you explain the fabricated lighter? That was also one of the Phantom's demands. Being the detective in charge of the case, it was easy for me to fabricate evidence. Pinning the crime on Athena Sykes was just another one of the Phantom's orders. Oh, Lord. And you expect me to buy that?
Fulbright. What was the Phantom's ultimate objective?
I was told it was to sabotage the rocket launch. Someone who didn't want the launch to happen must have given him the order. Actually, I have to apologize to you too. The Phantom told me to get close to you. He ordered me to get back that psych profile you have on him.
So he sent a buzzard of his own to tail me this past year, did he?
I haven't been a champion of justice. I've just been a pawn of evil. A pawn of the Phantom who stole the moon rock and killed Dr. Sykes 7 years ago.
Enough, Fulbright. Just tell us the Phantom's true identity.
I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. He has top secret information for all kinds of corporations and countries. So there's a number of organizations that want him dead. If people believed I was the Phantom, I could be killed on the spot. Why, I bet even now there's an assassin. There are assassins lurking nearby. This case is about the Phantom after all.
With the ceiling blown off, I suppose you are vulnerable to a sniper's shot in this courtroom.
Just 2 seconds ago, Fulbright was treating Athena like a criminal. Does he really think he's going to lie his way out of it now? But on the surface, everything does seem to make sense. This could be bad, Mr. Wright, if we can't find a flaw in his logic. He's right. After we've come all this way, we can't let Fulbright wiggle free now. There! I finally told the truth. Now I hope you see how foolish it was to think I was the Phantom. I'm sorry, what is that look? That is quite the look, Fulbright. Okay, so given his demeanor is kind of changed in that look, I feel like I need a slight, subtle change in voice tone here. So it goes from the very upbeat All Might voice to more "You're an intelligent man, Prosecutor Blackwell. You believe me, right?" Kind of that nonchalant, no emotion way of doing things.
I believe you. I don't think you're the Phantom.
What? How can you say that, Prosecutor Blackwell? It's obvious he's the Phantom.
Evidence is everything, right, Dono? And you must admit there's no clear evidence that Fulbright is the Phantom.
Yes. As I recall, the only solid proof we've seen up to this point is the fact that Detective Fulbright fabricated evidence. But...
I've known Fulbright here for a year now, and all this time he's been quite intent on rehabilitating me. I don't believe his efforts were a lie.
Prosecutor Blackwell!
This fool truly thought he could reform a death row inmate like me. He went so out of his way in his efforts for me. He actually became quite a nuisance, really.
Prosecutor Blackwell, you believe me? Please tell me Prosecutor Blackwell hasn't really been taken in by this big phony?
However, even if it was against your will, you still acted as the Phantom's accomplice. You will have to pay the price for that. Throw yourself at my mercy, and don't you ever betray me again. Have you got that?
Yes. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Such a bond of trust is a rare and beautiful thing. I promised myself I wouldn't cry in court again. In any case, it looks like everything has been resolved. I can now hand down a not guilty verdict with confidence. Very good. I'm very glad to hear it. It's all over. Everything's been cleared up, and Miss Sykes will go free as well. Mr. Wright, we can't let the trial end here. If we do, the Phantom, the man who killed Clay, will get away. I know. But what do I do? I don't have any proof that Detective Fulbright is the Phantom. Is this it? Is he going to get away just like that? Now, if you'll excuse me, my next investigation awaits. And with that, I'm off. The fuck? The defense? No. Wait. Not the defense. The defendant feels it's not time for a verdict yet and would like to see this trial continue. What? I was just about to declare you innocent of all charges. Just doesn't feel right to be standing here. Hey, Apollo, think you could scooch over? Fucking this ragtag group right here. Athena, what are you doing? Hope we don't get held in contempt of court. I have some questions for you, Detective Fulbright. Are you relieved that you are no longer under suspicion of being the Phantom? Are you grateful to Prosecutor Blackwell for what he's done for you? Oh, of course I am, and I'm truly grateful from the bottom of my heart. Athena, where are you going with these questions? I've yet to hear a single emotion behind any of Detective Fulbright's words, boss. The suspicion against him has been cleared up, but he's not feeling happy at all. What does that mean? We may not have any evidence, but the heart doesn't lie. That's it. With your special ability, we just might be able to stop him. Your Honor, the detective has been deeply traumatized by our accusations. Yes. Well, even before all this, I thought he was a rather odd fellow.
He's very loud.
If he doesn't get counseling right away, who knows what might happen to him? You're playing 2K, doing your own startup franchise from 85. So draft time comes in the Jordan draft. You get the number 2. Bulls get the number 1. Let's get MJ, and you'll get Olajuwon. They passed on him. Did they take Hakeem? Did they take Hakeem Olajuwon? Because that makes no sense for the Bulls to take Hakeem Olajuwon. Okay. I mean, hey, you're getting a Hall of Fame caliber player either way, but you're not getting the GOAT. Prosecutor Blackwell, can you believe the nonsense the defense is spouting?
Fulbright, I think you'd better have that counseling.
Not you too! Game 1, MJ scored 53. Well, there you go. Flu game already.
You've been making batty remarks ever since you were accused of being the Phantom. Such as, you're an undercover investigator. Your family has been taken hostage. I fear you might have finally lost it.
But, I thought you believed me. Wait, how can I do an emo laugh here with him?
Oh, how you amuse me so.
What's going on here? That was an excellent bit of psychological manipulation just now, Simon. Fuck yeah.
I knew you would catch on, Athena.
Huh? Mind filling me in here? Guess we left you in the dust, huh, Mr. Wright? Simon was only pretending to believe Detective Fulbright because he knew I'd notice if there was a lack of emotions, like joy or relief in his response. So he gave me the chance to take a listen. And listen I did to the voice of Detective Fulbright's heart. What? You two were working together just now?
Come on, Athena. Show us what's inside Fulbright's heart.
As my controller apparently is about to die. You got it. Time to check the instant replay. And that, not only with my controller dying, is the perfect spot to sit on this and finish it next week. So next week, we'll finish this, start up the DLC chapter, and we'll be that much closer to finishing up Dual Destinies. But with that, that is going to bring us to the end of this stream. I appreciate you guys being here. Jaren, Dusk, Astro Dude, appreciate you guys for being here. If you're new here and had a good time, you can hit that follow button. We do visual novels every Thursday, so, we'll keep going with this and all. But tomorrow, we'll be back with the Nuzlocke. Still going to be doing 4 hours of that. So we'll be back at 8 o'clock tomorrow. And then, we'll talk about what the schedule looks like next week, which it should look the same anyways, but we'll talk about it anyways tomorrow. With that, I appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time.